And I'm kind of curious, how did you guys come to the decision, let's build a new home and let's do it?
So back when we were looking at 3-bedroom apartments, well, Ira and I had been looking at houses for, I guess, like the past 2 years on and off, not really interested in buying something immediately, but just kind of looking at houses. Also being a designer, I love going to model homes. So that was kind of like our weekend thing. We would just go walk around model homes. And so looking for a 3-bedroom apartment, I found a 3-bedroom condo that was for sale or for rent. And as I went and walked through, the lady in the model home was like, yeah, somebody is renting out their condo, but you could buy one and the mortgage would be cheaper than if you were to rent it from somebody else. So that's what kind of got my brain like turning and thinking about like, okay, maybe this is possible. So we got really close to buying that condo, but something just wasn't sitting right with me about it. We live in Pflugerville, which is right outside of Austin, like north of Austin, kind of 25-ish minutes north. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that I couldn't really find any other condos here. So it was hard for me to compare it to other things on the market since there's no other condos. So I'm like, this could either be really good when we go to sell it or like try to rent it out later, or it could be really bad because it might mean that nobody around here wants condos. So kind of another thing that just fell into my lap. I went to go look at a different model home just for fun. And that neighborhood was completely sold out. It was like a whole street of model homes with nobody in them. Like the salespeople weren't there because the community was sold out. Wow. And I happened to walk into the Ashton Woods model home. Ashton Woods is who built our house. And nobody from Ashton Woods was there, but I met a broker that was like, hey, just so you know, they're opening a new development right down the road, and pre-sales start this weekend. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, like I might check it out. Well, gave him my number. He gave the number to the salesperson, and the salesperson texted me about it that weekend and said, hey, like you should come check out the pre-sales, take a look. Here's a link to the model home. Immediately fell in love with the model home, like virtual walkthrough online. And so we're at our friend's house in Houston this weekend, so we can't actually go see it in person. But I'm telling Ira, I'm like, look, we have to get this house. Whatever we have to do, we have to get it. I have to have it. I love this floor plan. Like it has everything that I want. And he's like, yeah, Kayla, whatever. Last week you loved the condo, so I don't want to hear it. So finally, after like 3 full days of him treating me like crap about this house and just telling me like, no, we're not doing it. Yeah, he was being so mean to me. After like 3 days of that, he was like, okay, I just had to make sure you were serious. We'll go see it when we get back. So we go on like Monday or Tuesday of the next week. And as we're talking to the salesperson, they're like, yeah, we're almost completely sold out of the pre-sales. We only have like 3 lots left. Wow. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You just opened and you've already sold like 20 something houses. They were not expecting that the first weekend. Luckily, luckily one of the like 3, maybe, there was between 3 and 5. One of the ones that they had left was exactly the lot that we wanted. It was exactly the elevation, which is like how your house looks on the outside.
I just learned that this weekend. So.
There you go. So it was exactly the elevation, and it was exactly the floor plan that we wanted. We signed for it, sent in our earnest deposit that night, and we were like, yep, it's done. We got it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was a lot. One thing that stood out to me right when you first